All right, it is 6 o'clock. We will call the organizational meeting to order. All members are present. So we will move on to the approval of the agenda.
I make a motion to approve.
Second by Gerald, second by Cheryl. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. No public input at this time. Moving on to the organization of the board. First off is the chairperson. Looking for nominations.
I'll nominate Rachel.
Yeah, I second.
Okay. Are there any further nominations? Any further nominations? Any further nominations?
Keep going.
Hearing no further nominations, I entertain a motion to close the nominations and cast ballots.
Make a motion to close nominations and cast unanimous ballot.
Motion by Ron,
I second.
second by Gerald. Since there is only one. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Chairperson is me. Moving on to the clerk position, looking for nominations for the clerk.
I can nominate Cheryl to maintain that position.
Cheryl's the treasurer.
Sorry, clerk.
Gerald is the-
Gerald's the clerk.
Oh, Okay.
Gerald, sorry.
I second that nomination for Gerald. Any further nominations? Any further nominations? Any further nominations? Hearing no further nominations, looking for a motion to close the nominations and cast ballots.
I make a motion to close the nominations and cast unanimous ballot.
I'll second that.
Motion by Ron, second by Cheryl. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Clerk is Gerald. Moving on to treasurer, looking for nominations for treasurer.
I make a motion for Cheryl as treasurer.
Motion by Gerald,
I'll second.
second by Jacob.
If anyone else is interested in the position, please speak up. I mean, I'm okay with it, I'll do it. But if anyone else is interested in taking it,
I would be interested, but maybe next year. Wait to see what happens after elections this year, and then, cause then I'd have a couple years with you still on the board
okay,
to kind of roll
good idea.
through that.
That's fair.
That's okay.
That's a good
I
idea.
was gonna say I'm kind of interested too, but
I make a motion to close nominations. Cast unanimous ballot.
motion by Ron,
I'll second.
second by Jacob. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Director Cheryl is the treasurer. Moving on to vice chair, looking for nominations for vice chair.
Nominate Bruce Vanderpool. Vice chair.
I'll second that.
Okay. I nominate Jacob for vice chair.
I second that.
Any further nominations?
How do I withdraw myself?
Any further
We just won't vote for you.
nominations?
I can take that back. I'm sorry, I should have spoken.
Oh, you're fine. Hearing no further nominations, I entertain a motion to close the nominations and cast ballots.
Make a nomination to close nominations and cast ballot.
Motion by Gerald,
I'll second that.
second by Cheryl. Since there's two, we have to do a roll call. Jacob?
I guess me.
Cheryl?
Jacob,
Rachel? Jacob? Thomas?
Jacob.
Gerald?
Jacob.
Bruce?
Jacob.
Ron?
Jacob.
So, motion carries then?
Yeah, so
Yeah, right.
for Jacob. Yep.
For, motion carries for Jacob being the vice chair, sorry, I'm ahead of myself. Moving on for the assignment of committees. Looking for,
you'll have to
Let's
make
discuss
your
it first.
determinations.
yeah, determinations.
The one committee that I am still very interested in staying on, the other ones that I'm comfortable with that I have, but the one that I'm very, would like to stay on is the West Central Ed District. Right now, I'm currently the chair, and we did that board meeting last night, and that's carried on, so I'd like to stay with that.
I would like to stay on the Stearns County Family Cooperative if I could.
I assume all of our negotiation committee should remain.
They will.
We're
Yeah,
gonna need a new one on teachers, since I can't be on that anymore.
So there's a couple of pieces, with Jacob picking up, coaching position. His teaching negotiations and probably the Minnesota State High School League would be ones that you probably wanna take a look at for committee representation.
I can take the Mrs.
I was like, could they swap? I suppose he can't be alternative then for that one, right? Minnesota High School.
Mrs. High School doesn't need an alternative.
No,
I guess just,
No, okay, so then.
would that
switch.
actually be a conflict of interest with that, with the high school league? I'm
I mean,
just actually curious, I'm not actually sure.
If you're passionate about it and you want, I just think that that's
As
a
an
little bit
alternate, I can be an
cleaner.
alternate for that one,
If needed.
yeah.
So-
And I don't think your involvement, you haven't had, I
I
think
know,
once
there
a year
hasn't
we
been
sign
any.
off on a document.
I don't think that would be a
A conflict.
conflict,
Okay.
Yeah.
because he's not voting on his job, he's voting on what the league is
Overall.
doing,
Yeah.
overall
Okay.
policy.
Fair enough,
Mhm.
that's fine.
But yeah, I suppose it's,
I would say, anybody else disagree with that?
I don't disagree.
I don't disagree.
so I can be an alternate, and we can let you be the main, just to be safe.
If,
Do what you- I mean,
you guys figure it out, it's whatever
Make
you're
it
most
me.
comfortable with, I just,
If you wanna remain on it, why don't you remain on it? And then,
Okay.
okay,
I'm okay with.
Keep it as Jacob, yep.
okay. SAF, schools advocating for fair funding.
Thomas was on that one.
I was on that, yeah, last, and remain on that,
Go
and,
ahead.
and the legislative liaison as well.
So if we fast forward, does anybody want to change any positions?
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna ask.
If
Am I
not,
on?
can we just,
The only one would do a change, you'd say the teacher.
Am I on something this year or no, or?
You were on, the district advisory committee,
Oh, okay.
and you were on the, administrative, negotiations committee.
Wasn't he on?
They don't meet or do anything, so, okay, yep.
We'll be meeting with them
Will.
shortly.
I thought he was on the facility. Were you on the facilities too?
No, I stepped down, you had too many people.
Okay,
do you want to be on the facilities?
No.
That is one that I am passionate.
Yeah, no, you're very
For
passionate.
that
Yeah, no,
Softball diamond.
that's totally
for 10
fine.
years.
I was to say, I only know
No,
three,
that's,
including Ron on here for that, for.
So
for
then
the
somebody
facility.
else must not have selected it.
There's 4 on here.
Well, I'm seeing from last year.
Oh,
Yeah, there's.
Yeah, it should only be 3, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and I see that Jacob has that one instead of Ron for this year.
Yep.
Okay,
So can we make a motion, to accept the committee assignments?
I think the only one that we're still staying on is teachers negotiations.
yes.
yep,
Committee.
so you're looking for somebody?
Yes.
yeah.
To do that.
Okay, all
That's
right.
okay, I guess.
Okay,
That's your,
And
And it
yes.
won't be till 2 years, but because we have a tentative agreement, so,
okay, then my term is up, what, next year?
yes.
The end,
Yeah,
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
so then we move Ron to replace Jacob and the teachers.
Yes.
Anything else?
Everything else stay the same,
Everything else
as of
is-
what we would in 2025?
Okay.
Everybody good with that?
Good,
So
yeah.
can we make a motion to accept that as discussed?
I second that motion.
Motion by Bruce, second by Gerald, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Looking at the schedule for school board meetings.
There's only, one that I wanna call out that's a little bit, wonky. That would be different than it has been in the years past, and I'll share with you kind of why. So obviously, whenever there is a township election or there's an election day, the board cannot meet, so then it would meet on generally the Monday prior, so that's the March 9th. And then, we have our May meeting, which is during the day in order to have student presentations. And then, June 3rd or June 17th, this is a request, and if the board would prefer to just keep it on that Wednesday on the 2nd, I think that's fine. That's the week that I have my residency for my program, and so I'm in Moorhead that whole week. So last year I came back on Tuesday and then went back, so I was, if it is amicable for the board to move that work session to either the 3rd or the 17th, that was my consideration for the board. If not, I'm totally fine just driving back and forth too.
What's
So
best
we
for
would-
you, the 17th, later?
Either way.
So we would move it from Tuesday to Wednesday instead?
Nope, it would be the week, either week before or the week after.
I know,
June
but
second
June-
or 16th.
Yeah, it'd be June 2nd or the 16th, because the 3rd and the 17th are Wednesdays.
Miranda, do you wanna look at that for me?
That's why I was just clarifying.
Nope, it should be on a Tuesday.
Okay.
It'd be the 2nd or 16th then.
I must have been looking at this year's calendar. Oopsie.
Okay, so what would the board prefer?
Over June 16th.
That's fine with me.
Would that be easier for you?
Mm,
Either way is fine. Yep. 16th sounds good.
Sounds good.
Thank you, I appreciate the flexibility. Other than that, you're gonna notice that, we have primary election day. You're also gonna notice our, we should have a November, 10th should be, Miranda, can you make a note that that should be in the, 1:30 meeting again? That would be our student meeting in November. If the board prefers to have student,
Yep,
Yes,
yep, absolutely.
we enjoy that,
Definitely.
or at least I do.
Yes.
don't wanna make assumptions. And then otherwise, the only other, I guess, consideration that's on this document is the time of day. But that's kind of been, we've had a little back and forth about that over previous years, so.
I think 6 o'clock works for everybody.
Yes,
Yep.
yep, that's fine.
Yep, this works.
I'm getting old, I get confused easily.
So consistency is good?
I'll make a motion to hold school board meetings, as we have selected on the document.
A
I'll
second.
second.
Motion by Thomas, second by Ron. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Looking for, the next is the established compensation for board members. This overall seems consistent with what we've done in
This is what
past.
we have,
Yeah.
this is what it has been in the past, correct?
I don't see any need to change.
I
I
don't-
don't need to.
I don't think so either.
So I make a motion to accept the compensation as posted.
Second.
Second, or excuse me, motion by Gerald, second by Cheryl. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Moving on to the school district legal counsel and authorized contact.
So this is a standard resolution. It just allows, administration to contact legal counsel as necessary. You'll notice that we haven't specifically identified a, one firm. I typically have used one firm, but there are times where if I've received, a document from a different law firm that I might reach out to them, but, we've typically used both the Squires, Waldsberger, and Mace.
Okay, so then I make a motion to continue with the legal counsel that we already use, Squires, Wahlberg, and Mace.
Yep, it is a resolution though, so you'll have to
Okay.
introduce the resolution.
I introduce a resolution to have Wellsburg, Mace, Squires and Mace as our legal counsel for District 741 school.
So are you wanting to change the language to be them specifically?
No,
That just to have it be legal counsel?
No, it's
just legal counsel.
counsel.
General authorized.
Okay,
I second.
No.
Second by Ron, roll call vote.
Now, did we get, are we going to with one firm?
No.
No,
Then I'm, okay, gotcha.
That's a general overall.
Yep,
Jacob,
Aye.
Cheryl,
Aye.
Rachel. Aye. Thomas.
Aye.
Gerald,
aye.
Bruce,
aye.
Ron.
Aye.
Hearing no opposed, motion passes. Moving on to the approval of the agreement.
So this document was approved, it was new last year and it was approved so that we have, it's a shared agreement between the city of Paynesville and Paynesville Area School District. Well, there it is. The agreement, it has been updated. Miranda reached out to the city and the dates have been revised.
Looking for a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the agreement as presented.
Motion by Jacob,
I'll second.
second by Thomas, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Looking for a motion to adjourn the organizational meeting. Motion by
Second,
Bruce, second by Gerald, all in favor?
aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the organizational meeting is adjourned. So we'll pause for a second,
You don't
or do you
even
wanna
need to.
move in? No?
I'm
Okay.
gonna keep the recording as the same.
Okay,
Gerald and Rachel, can I get your signature really quick? No.
Our next meeting, are we gonna talk about this, the conference coming up here a little bit, or do we do that off the record, or
We
what?
can talk after. Yep.
I guess the only comments I got,
I had to double check.
I guess I haven't seen an agenda yet, is what I was kinda curious about.
Okay. There should have been some MSBA emails that came with like downloading the app.
I've got this, know before you go, 26.
Yep.
Is that, but I don't see the agenda. Is it, download the, well, I suppose I just have to download the leadership conference app?
Yep, and that's where all the agenda lives.
Okay,
Otherwise, it's the booklet. Did you get the booklet delivered? In the mail, the magazine?
no,
And
actually, I thought I did something where I didn't want it. It was paperless.
Oh, okay.
so then,
So,
So
then you
then,
would get the app.
yeah,
okay,
which I prefer anyway, so,
yeah.
okay.
Right.
And then, you don't have a hotel room for me for tomorrow night. I'm
Correct.
coming
Just
coming in the morning,
on Thursday and
Yep.
Wednesday.
Thursday morning, yes.
Yep.
Yep, that's what we got.
Okay. And then for, supper, I'm gonna meet my nephew,
Okay,
so, cause normally you guys get together on Thursday night, correct?
Yep.
So, I'll be doing that, so.
so then you're not gonna join us.
I'm not gonna join you guys
Then I'll
for
change
supper,
reservations.
so,
Okay,
Sounds good.
just wanna clarify that, so.
thank you.
Sounds good.
Okay, we will start the work session. I'm sorry, all members are present. Move on to communication items.
So we'll start, it's been a little bit since we've heard from our administrators, it feels like it's been a long time, since the middle of December, so. We'll start with Cassie and Mrs. Ankerson, come on up and let's hear what's going on at the elementary.
When we miss a month, then you get a 3-page document. So, but just, recognizing a lot has been happening, at the elementary school, including some December highlights. We had a busy December. First sharing, we had a performance by the Youth Dance Ensemble. They are a organization out of the Burnsville area. And so they came to our school and put on the Nutcracker Story Ballet. It was very well received. And this performance was made possible by the Minnesota State Arts Board Operating Support Grant. And they really promoted getting out to rural schools with that specific grant. And so they had reached out to me and asked if that was something we were interested in. And I connected with Mrs. Strand in our music department, and she was all over that. And so it was great for her to really boost the story of the Nutcracker and that performance and the music that goes along with that, and orchestra and all the things. So it was a great opportunity for our students. I had even heard just from various people, that students went home and were trying different ballet moves and dancing in the kitchen and the living room. And so that was just music to my ears, that it extended beyond that program. So I wanted to share that with you. Also, we were able to offset some of their transportation costs through our fundraising efforts. So it was a great way to utilize some of our dollars that our families have raised. We also, you maybe saw this in the newspaper, last year's fifth graders created ornaments that were selected to go on the National Christmas Tree in Washington, DC. And so we had about 24 ornaments from Paynesville students on the National Christmas Tree for Minnesota out in Washington, DC. And I put the link on there. You can really dive in and see the different trees and the different ornaments from all of the states and territories. I did try to find the live lighting, and that showed the big tree being lit up, but nothing specific to our Minnesota tree. But such a neat opportunity for our students to be chosen to participate in that. And those pictures are added on at the, I think on page 2 and 3. So I just wanted to recognize students that were had their ornaments added. In December, we also met our school-wide bark out goal. And so students get bark outs for being mindful, connected, and respectful. So we had a goal line, and they met that goal as a school. And so we celebrated that with a snack cart where students got to pick out a special snack that day, and they thought that was pretty cool. Mr. Mathiasen went door to door and offered a little snack treat for students. We also had our second grade gingerbread house decorating day. That's a strong tradition that keeps going forward, gets families into our school and connected with their students in just a fun setting. So that's great. We ended on our early release day on the 23rd. We had a Bulldog Holiday Bash celebrating our successful fundraiser. And so our top 15 sellers got to participate in some relay races during our fundraiser kind of celebration there. And then we had a sing-along. We had some special guest appearances and had some jokes just filled with good holiday spirit as we sent our students off to winter break. As we came back in January, we have been spending the last couple of weeks just reviewing expectations as we come back and get ready for the remainder of the school year. And so that image that you see up there are just some common areas that our teaching staff spend time reviewing, because when we all do those things, our school runs efficiently and effectively, and we are more successful when everybody is doing our one path with one purpose and following our Bulldog basics. So I just want to say thank you to staff for taking time as students returned to allocate towards that. We have started winter benchmarking, and so looking for our student growth from fall to winter, and certainly we look at that data and adjust our instruction. Power half hour, as you are aware, that is our time where we provide reading intervention for remedial and to extend learning for students who are reading at grade level. So we are knee deep into winter benchmarking right now, and we look forward to seeing that data. We also had fifth grade DARE graduation on January 8th, and I just want to give a big thank you to the Paynesville Police Department and to Officer LaPaca for another year of partnership, teaching our fifth graders decision-making skills that will last a lifetime outside of school. And then just a couple reminders to families. Breakfast is being served every morning, 7:55 to 8:10. Students enter classrooms beginning at 8:10. We've had some nice conversation around our breakfast, and sometimes students are getting in at 8:10 and wanting to get that breakfast. That tardy bell does ring at 8:20. So just a reminder to families, breakfast is a great opportunity, making sure that we're getting there in time. Kindergarten planning is underway for the 26-27 school year. And so similar to the last couple of years, I've sent out an inquiry survey asking families from our census, what is their plan for next year? And so we're getting responses back for that. And then new this year, we will have our registration online, which as a district we've shifted to. And so we're going to do the same for kindergarten. In years past, we've had an open house and they bring their packet to open house. This year, all of that will be online and we will have an open house to review our programming and to give tours, but that registration packet is not physical anymore. So that'll be new to families, so communication will be going out in the next week or so. Our open house is scheduled for February 12th. And then there's a little image down below for further details on that, for families to take a look at. 6 o'clock to 6:45. Upcoming dates, we are nearing the end of the second quarter, which is hard to believe. We have in-service on Monday, the 19th, looking forward to learning and growing as staff. And then letting families know that grades will be posted in Infinite Campus on January 21st. And we are beginning our interviewing process for our positions for the 26-27 school year. I think we're good on the rest, but please do take a look at the pictures of the now 6th graders that participated, and then spread the word about kindergarten open house and the online registration opening February 1st.
Do you have a capability for families that don't have online capabilities?
Yes, yeah, they can contact the district office or Amy Spanier, and we can certainly help get that situated and get it figured out.
So it's probably too early to project how many kids are out there, right? I mean, you're not gonna know until probably 1st of March.
Yeah, hopefully sooner than that. Each year we go off of the census and then we kind of comb through that to see how many or which students are still within district, which have moved, which families are homeschooled. And so we're able to narrow down a little bit, and then looking at which students are eligible by that September 1st date and which students are in our current preschool programming. And so it is lower than last year, just with the number of students on the census. So we're monitoring that as they begin trickling in.
If I could get a poster, I guess I'm just gonna throw this out there. Let yourself and Janelle make a decision on this, but if I get a poster and put it at the Paynesville Community Service Center, Jill,
Sure.
would that work? Okay.
Poster for
The kindergarten.
Yeah.
Okay, yep.
Kindergarten.
Yep,
Yep, we can do that.
yes, and that'll get in the paper as well.
Okay.
And we've got it on social media. Yes.
But that's a good spot to hang it. It's that visual. All right, thank you. All right, and as I'm pulling this up, we'll let Jesse come up and see what's happening at the secondary building. Mr. Rasmussen, what do you have for us?
Well, good evening, everybody. I think in the future I need to go before Cassie, because I only have 2 pages, so. She's a hard act to follow, so. Just looking back again, it feels like it's been a long time since we've been together, and just a chance to look back at all the things that have happened again, Cassie mentioned this, but December was a very busy month, and so lots of things. And we did have our first round of band and choir concerts on December 8th for our band concert and December 15th for our choir concert. Just really great celebrations of student talent. One of my favorite things is to watch the very first band concert of the year and to watch those 6th graders who just got an instrument in their hand about 2 months ago get up in front of an auditorium filled with people and play music for the first time on their instrument. And it's just a cool thing to watch and be a part of. So I was really impressed with the amount of people that came out to both of them. Just outstanding concerts, just great. Great to see the hard work and dedication and pride of our students and their abilities in fine arts. So, and thanks to all of our families who helped support that. And encourage that, excuse me. Then coming up, we had our Student Council Blood Drive on December 17th. Student Council hosted our annual blood drive. We had 43 heroes come out to donate blood, resulting in a total of 45 liters, which was greater than our goal. And so we collected more blood than we set out to. And so a big thank you to Student Council for organizing that, and to all the student, staff, and community members who came out and donated blood. Their generosity made a real impact and reflects the positive culture of service in this school. So just a really cool thing, and I'm glad Student Council decides to do that every year. I put up here our Bulldog leaders just to recognize. So every month, we as teachers sit down in our grade level meetings and we nominate one student from every grade who we believe has been an exemplar leader, who shows our lead model of living engaged, embracing integrity, acting respectfully, and displaying resilience. And so I put up here, these are our November Bulldog leaders. They come together in here, we hand out their certificates, we explain the process a little bit, because a lot of them don't know how they get nominated. And then I make a personal phone call home to each family, explaining the reasons why their students get nominated. So it's one of my absolute favorite times during the month to just shout out the great things our students are doing here. So those, I won't read them all, but those are our November Bulldog leaders. And then if you scroll down a little bit more, these are our December Bulldog leaders, but I did want to put that out there for families. So looking ahead here, lots of another busy month here. We have Midwinter Activity Day coming up on January 28th. This is where middle school students get the opportunity to select one of three things, either go bowling, roller skating, or downhill skiing. This is just a cool opportunity for middle school students to get out, be active, build relationships with staff, the faculty, and other students, and just a really cool highlight. And so we're looking forward to that coming up here at the end of the month. Some important dates coming up. Cassie mentioned this. We have our end of the second quarter here coming up real quick, January 15th. No school, January 16th and 19th. Paraprofessional week, we're recognizing paraprofessionals in here, January 19th through the 25th. Just an awesome, I'm excited to celebrate all the great things that our paraprofessionals do here. School wouldn't be the same without them, so excited to celebrate them. Start of our third quarter coming up on January 20th, and then middle school midwinter activity day on January 28th. And then I put the goals down there, and I won't go over them again, but I just want to keep down there to remind you what I'm working on, so.
Any questions for Mr. Rasmussen? All right, thanks, Jessica.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
All right. Next, we'll invite Chris, hear what's happening at Community Ed. What's been going on in that world?
All right, hello. Awesome. Yeah, so in September, we had an event planned, but it was one of those days that we had to cancel school. So we didn't get to do our pizza pajama party. And it's been 2 years in a row that we haven't been able to do that. So I think I'm gonna pick that date to be in June. I think I'm gonna pick a knot in the winter, so we did not get to do that event, which was too bad. There were quite a few families signed up. We are starting our, so we'll be talking about also doing preschool mid-year benchmarks. We'll be setting those dates really soon. I've set the dates for information night for preschool for 2026-27. So March 5th is like an open house for new families that want to hear information. And then registration will open March 16th. For those openings. Our ECFE winter classes started tonight. We have 8 in our 0 to 2s and 10 in our 3 to 4 year olds. So good numbers, and they're we didn't do a survey, but talked to a few families and asked how things went, and we had some good positive feedback. So I'm excited to keep up the good work for the winter. And we'll have one more session in the spring, so that'll be 3 sessions. Our catalog went out before Thanksgiving. It featured our winter activities, but also some spring, summer activities. We're already talking about baseball, and we're talking about softball, and we have to get those numbers done. So we have those in those catalogs. And believe it or not, was working on summer catalog today, so, working on summer concerts and programming and field trips and, speakers, and we have to get all those things booked, so those are, yeah, that's what's happening. For Pause, Summer Pause, opens March 1st for registration. The theme is the great outdoors, and then each week's gonna have a different topic area, so we're planning for that, that's part of the planning that I just got done talking about. And then also staffing as a priority, we just need to find and make sure we secure all the staff for that. And then if we have to open up to hire, we're not sure, so we need to figure that out, and so soon we'll have that done. PAC, busy, very busy, it is, the spaces in the gym are hard to get to, so, we have a lot of stuff going on in that space, which is great. I extended hours over the holiday, put some staffing in to, catch the people that were visiting for the holidays, family members, community members, and then, of course, for our membership. And we had a decent turnout, so it's definitely something that we wanna, keep going in the future, is to, have that gym open for people to use. Events coming up, we just hosted the a high school and a youth wrestling tournament on the 9th and 10th. Our parking lot was very full, and so was the PAC, so it was a good spot. Just for Kicks is this Sunday. They'll actually be in the high school gym, but they park in our parking lot. Sweet Fest, which is a middle school dance on February 20th. March 6th through 8th, we got youth volleyball, then another wrestling tournament and the talent show. So it's, packed with things to do. Our childcare group is meeting on Thursday to finalize our goals. So we'll be able to share more about the goals that we have identified in our, through the survey and through our town hall meeting. So I'll be able to share those next month, what those goals will be. And that's.
Any questions for Chris? What's been happening in the community ed? All right, thank you. All right, and Ken, buildings and grounds, what do you have for us today?
Oh, I got a few days off over Christmas. Air handlers, we had a few that my evaporator sprung leaks, so they're all in the steam ones. So I've been doing some research on why that's happening, asking the guys what's going on, that the evaporator would just start leaking. So there's lots of different theories out there, but I think the main thing is they're probably just getting old, but I'm just gonna maintain them and watch them and see what happens, so. Yeah, with the air handlers, we had, we've got the two that were put on top of the roof when the pack went up for the auto shop and the CTE rooms went offline. So I can't see them. They're there, but they don't show anything. So I had Yule out, their programmer, and he looked it all over and he's like, needs to be updated. So I'm like, so what does that mean? Yada, yada, yada. Anyway, they want $36,000 and some change to do this. And I'm like, whoa, these are new. I do have wideners put them in, and I've been contacting them too and stuff, but I'm just like, there is something going on. I don't know if there's a few things that have happened that have just with the pack lights last summer, with that lightning strike and stuff. I don't know if this is all kind of related, because I had a VFD go down. There's just some weird electrical things happening, and I'm trying to get my finger on it and figure out what's going on, but, so that's what's up with the air handlers. Boilers, we had to replace a few parts in the boilers, and that VFD, that was actually down in the boiler room for a water pump. And, lead and water is, on our list, and I just applied for a grant. So I've got like the old home ec room we're not using much, but we can't drink the water in that room, and it's very sporadic throughout the building, so it's kind of weird. So I'm hoping I can get that grant, get some new fixtures put in there and stuff, so just maybe take care of that issue, and there would be some plumbing involved. So they think the water pipes going down the walls were soldered together in 3-foot sections with lead instead of lead-free, so there's just some speculations going on that we don't understand why it's in certain areas. And then, the fire system, that got thrown back on my lap because the fire marshal called me the other day and asked what we were doing with that. And, you know, I had sent him an email a year ago when he was out. And he okayed it back then, so I don't know what happened, but, we do get some troubles here and there and it'll beep. And it'll be a trouble throughout, and they were telling me that it was the wiring going over the top. I know you guys have all heard about the wiring thing. Well, I have cut it down to about half, but I can't find any more. So it's still doing it, and they said it's gotta be fixed. So that's been put back on there, so some of the stuff that we gotta take care of. And then, this Friday, I just want a heads up that there is a leak in the fire pipe. So the fire, brothers is gonna come out to fix that, so there might be an alarm for the staff. I don't know what's all going on.
It's a quarter break day. We'll just give them a heads up.
Yeah, so that's basically what I got. Any questions?
Ken, I got a question. Yeah. This is bad to say. How old is the pack? 3 years?
No,
October 21.
21 is when
Five,
it's.
six.
October of 21.
6 years. Okay, time flies when you're having fun. 5 years? 6?
Oh, October of 21, so.
4 years, whatever, okay.
Five.
Okay, call 5. So those are our newest or most recent air systems.
And they work perfect.
Correct.
I just gotta go up on the roof,
Correct.
see what's going on.
How old are the oldest ones we have?
71.
Really? Okay. And they are,
Here,
Huh?
is that the one right behind us?
No.
How about this one?
This one here was put up with the pack as well.
Oh, okay.
so you said 1971? And they are working fine?
Yeah, that, one of them is the ones that had a coil leak in it.
Okay.
And them, if you walk the hallways, you can hear the motors running.
Okay,
So,
so there's some age there, yeah.
yeah. Them are all steam and then air regulators on them, so they're all, I can see them, but I have to manually go up and if something needs to be adjusted, you can't just do it by the system because it's air controlled.
I guess unfortunately, that's the way a lot of the newer things are, where they come with the bells and whistles and
And they're really nice when you get to know them.
they work, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They work and they're nice.
Yep. Okay, that's interesting.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right,
Kenny.
thanks, Ken.
Moving on to the legislative priorities.
So I just wanted to put these in and share all of the platforms that have come across either committees that I've been on or they've come across as approved by the different organizations. So MASA is the superintendent organization or the School Administrator Association. MSBA is obviously the school board. MREA is the Minnesota Rural Education Association. MASBO, which is gonna be, is the business officials. And then SAF is our schools advocating for fair funding. So the one piece that I just wanna kind of quickly walk through are the commonalities that you'll see in these. You're going to see all of the language is gonna talk about stable, adequate, and predictable funding. In education right now, it is, there's a colleague of mine really kind of summed it up pretty well that, you know, the state's gonna be going out for a referendum in the next couple of years, you know, like looking at it from a school district perspective, they don't have money to send back into schools. And my concern is we don't want to lose the inflationary index on that funding formula, because all organizations, whether it was the school board association, superintendents, business officials, everybody advocated to have at least a little bit of predictability in funding so that we could have a minimum and we could have a maximum. And, you know, that doesn't, I think it becomes a little bit confusing because schools, there are very, very few schools that are truly funded only by that formula. There's so many other components that come with your different compensatory revenues and your cross subsidies and all these other things. However, I am concerned about, and which is part of why this is on all those platforms, making sure that that's maintained and stable, right, is that inflationary index. The other area of consistency across those documents is special education sustainability. Last year in the legislative session, there was a mandate to reduce $250 million out of special education. If you remember, special education is it's a federally mandated program, but the federal funding that has come through for special education has not kept up, and it never really was what they said it was gonna be at the front end. So states have really picked up a lot of that funding. However, every district has excess, which is called your cross subsidy. And that's if this task force can't come up with the $250 million, it's gonna come out of our cross subsidy across the state. And that's revenue that really reimburses our general funds. And so that's another area that is consistently on those documents. You're also gonna see local flexibility and local control. I think especially I hear a lot in rural schools, let our school boards make the decisions that are best for our communities. And that really is the conversation around local control and local flexibility. You'll remember that last year, the legislature allowed school boards to vote to renew operating referendums. That was advocacy to say, we know our communities, if they're gonna support it, don't make us run the cost of running an election. Let us just make the decision. So there's a lot of advocacy for local control and local flexibility. I'm all over that as well. There's some increased conversation about levy, and this is one of the things in SAF that is the school's advocating for fair funding, is about equalization of levy dollars that come into school districts. If they're on the SAF brochure, they have some links that you can watch the videos about. And I took that out from last year's agenda, but it's the video really about showing how the pizza is not cut and served the same across the state of Minnesota. And by advocating for equalization so that there is more equity in funding that's received, it helps districts to make the dollars go further. So that's another one of those conversations. The other piece that I'll let you know that is on those documents is just some pushback to the unfunded mandates that our districts have been experiencing. And really just a push to say no more. We don't add things unless you're going to fund them. Because it's difficult to navigate in our current budget state. So I just wanted to put those up there and give you just a kind of a high level summary of the things that you're gonna find. You'll find a little bit more language in each of them that are a little more specific to the niche of the organization. But in general, I have been impressed that, and I think that is where you get the most momentum, for instance, the indexed formula. That came because everybody was sending the same message to legislators, and they were hearing it from multiple entities with the same impact. This matters, this matters, this matters. So those are there for you to see. When I have the dates for both MASA, SAF, and MSBA will have days at the Capitol again. When I get those dates, I'll put those out for board members. So if you want to go, you're certainly welcome and encouraged to go and tell stories about our local experiences. It does go a long way with our legislators to hear what it really means when they make decisions at the legislative level. So that's what I have for, unless there's any other questions for the legislative priorities.
Nothing, we'll move on to the request for information roundtable.
As I mentioned kind of at the beginning of the last meeting, the West Central Ed District did have their board meeting last night. And, same types of things that we did at this meeting were performed there, so West Central Ed is moving forward, doing well, but there's areas that they're looking at hopefully for some growth. One concern is with the sale house that's gonna continue right now here, but you know, the possibility of expanding, trying to get more students in based off of right now it's because of fire marshal or fire codes, they can only have 10 students. They would like to get more students in, but that also brings about staffing, so. But, yeah, West Central District is doing very well. They set the graduation dates for their ALC and also for the sales program. And very, very happy to be out there serving those folks.
I want to say again that I love it when the kids come and tell us what's going on in
Yep.
here.
I agree.
As far as I'm concerned, to a degree, we have sanctuary walls around this place. Nobody knows what's going on except everybody internal, not aware maybe that the rest of us don't really know what's going on. And I really don't care what they present as much to have an idea of what's going on. We used to have presentations from like the Innovation Center, kids that are doing something there. I always wanted to see something from the arts program. I mean, I'm guessing we have some unbelievable artists that we don't know about. Just things like that. We had times where we had certain staff would get together about reading programs, mathematical stuff. I like that. That's just a personal thing.
Yeah.
It adds a little more, so if somebody's watching us up here and is bored half to death, they can listen to somebody else and we brag a little bit about what's going on in here. It's a little bit like the PAC Center. So now what do we determine, 5 or 6 years old? It's still not old. It is a highlight for most of central Minnesota. We need to treat it more like it's new and exciting and that, but we tend to get it run of the mill kind of thing.
Sure.
We just need to keep bringing it out on everything and, but I enjoy when the kids come. I remember one time when we had some arts that were done in the welding shop where the kids were welding pieces for art. Didn't have any idea what was going on. It was very cool. And they came and showed us what was going on. But certainly, if we look at where everybody gets to, we get to sporting events. What else is going on? We got the Innovation Center. We have, maybe it's 1 or 2 kids have something going on. We have a class where they're welding these unbelievable things that we have done to further the kids' education. I love that stuff. I know it's probably difficult to get the kids to come in and speak for a few minutes, but I think I'm not the only one in the community that likes to know what else is going on besides sporting activities.
I'm kind of with Bruce. It would be kind of nice if some of our instructors come in and do a presentation, just, you know, visual, put some pictures up for us about what the kids have been doing. You know, what kind of metal work they've been doing, what they've done in wood shop. A demonstration or someone talking about what they've been up to at the body shop, the auto shop, not body shop, auto shop.
I think that's a topic that I'll ask the principals to bring back to their leadership teams and see what ideas they might have about how they could bring a different flair, an additional flair.
And it doesn't have to be
our
long.
workshop.
You know,
Or
even,
just
a work
a
session.
few minutes.
well, even that, even getting student doing little clips of videos or something like, I enjoy this, or I am doing this, or, you know what I mean, just to kind of wrap, I don't know.
But I know some fantastic stuff comes out of our CTE programs.
Well, exactly, and we don't,
And we don't
see it.
really see it. The parents do, or the teachers do, or, you know.
Yeah, and I think that kind of comes back to, you know, some of those things are posted on social media or they're on the website and so it's again, trying to just maximize our exposure to all populations. So that, because there are populations that will say, yeah, I see those things, but not everybody. And so, being a little more cognizant in that approach.
I had an
Big
opportunity.
goal has some, I'm sorry.
Why not, just listening to it, why not like, as me as a student, like rep, why wouldn't I like go around and talk to all these people and then I come back with it, I can have pictures and I can show you guys and have it on the report. So then, cause I know some kids, like me, it took me a long time to get comfortable with some of you guys. And even today, I'm still really trying. So for me, this is out of my comfort zone, but sometimes it's really hard to go talk in front of people. So why don't I just like take pictures and put them on like my document I share you?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
That's a great idea.
And I would suggest though, Nicole, when you do get with Mr. Rasmussen, make sure you run things through him also.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yep,
I just thought about it now.
yep, no, that sounds great.
That would be perfect.
But I think that's a good, when it's the board really doesn't have an opportunity to hear a student voice besides, and they can read what is posted and what's happening, so I think that's a lovely idea to explore. Yeah.
Ron?
I had an opportunity to drive bus for a couple of, I gotta give a shout out to Natalie Utch for FFA. Went to the Bridgewater College. They had a competition, a region competition for various agronomy and stuff like that. And I was tempted to, and I thought, you know what, I don't wanna get myself in trouble taking pictures, you know, with the world we live in. But I was pretty impressed watching those kids compete in that.
Yeah.
And then over Christmas vacation, I had at least 5 for sure come up to me and compliment the PAC Center. Some even said they wished it was bigger. But a lot of compliment.
People.
Yeah, a lot of people have complimented on that, so. You guys did a hell of a job when you put that together, you know.
It's been fun.
No matter what you build, there's always something you do different. I know that's human nature, but or that's all I got, so. Great idea.
All right.
Anything else? We are adjourned.
Thank you.
I'll look the other way.
Yeah.